Hey everybody! Tonight is a double whammy. It's Jersey Ray Diggs and Flash in Your Pan.
Double the trouble.
Double the fun. I'm gonna say hi real quick to everybody. We got PA Relic Hunters. We got Mark Thomas was second, and then Ed
Oh,
corrected himself,
actually,
became
Mark Thomas
third.
was third because
Yeah,
PA Relic Hunter was here first.
yeah.
So,
And got Ohio Metal Maven, Clark's Cove, Nailed It Detecting. Y'all make sure you go over his channel. I see we already showed him a little love, and he's over 100, so he can get rid of all those weird numbers and letters after his YouTube name and put in Nailed It Detecting. Um, who else we got in
hey,
here?
I see someone who was an absolutely awesome guest last night on Tuesday Night Hangout Live. Hey, Jeremy, Finding Alabama.
What's up, Jeremy? We got Mark the Berg. I'm just scrolling down instead of using participants because they ain't always right about that. We got Tim, Alley Cat Treasures. You rock, Alley Cat.
Totally
And Jim
tubular.
Steele, Looter 8. I think we got them all. Just be cool, Donald. Yeah, yep, got them all. All right. For those of you in the chat that won a couple weeks ago, everything but Paula's hand digger got sent out. I have to get a special little box for her hand digger. I can't send it in a soft envelope. Real quick, hey Shannon Dalton, what's up, cuz? David Canham. I already told him his stuff's on the way. I emailed him. So I got mail from Whistle Pig Digging. We got some more Whistle Pig stickers. Yeah, I love that one. Never heard him called Whistle Pig until I got into the detecting community. What's up, Danny boy? And then I got mail from Freak Geek. Sent me one sticker, so you guys can't have that one. That one's mine. And turns out where is he living? Oh, he's in Reading. I think he's the one that works at the post office too. Oh yeah, because he messaged me, and I don't just give people messaging me my address, so I had to check out his profile first. And then over the weekend, we'll talk about that a little bit tonight. Make sure I don't miss anybody. And hello to anybody who's watching on Facebook. I see a like, so somebody. AJOT. Over the weekend, I got me a flash keychain, which will be going on my car key because I have all my other keys separate from my key fob. So that's the only one that's going on my key fob. And I got a pin that's going on my backpack. Of course, I don't have it right next to me, so I can show you the only other pin on my backpack is Alley Cat. I got some Ohio Metal Maven stickers, so they'll be in future sticker packs. I got B3 Relic Recovery stickers. These are for me. Sorry. And I got a shiny Ed Marvin. That goes in my special pile.
I like Chris's new stickers.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Got a lot of ground to cover.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, I think my new Digologist, my new tagline, not my logo tagline, but my new tagline is gonna be never know till you dig it.
Oh, let me see. Ski Searchers Matt, Digologist is John, I think. Hey
Yeah.
John, how you doing, bud? Both were great guests on the show.
Yeah, I had them on here. Oh, you and Dime Detective are out digging. Find something good. Tell us all about it. Tom Kingery. And then I got quite a
John,
few flash in your pan to give out in future sticker packs, except for the little one. That's for me.
I don't know where you got all those. Jeez.
I don't either, but they're nice stickers though. That's what I heard anyway. But
I need to get more, or I would have hooked you up with more. So
that's all right. I'll be back out on Ohio again. Mandy Brown, hello. So yeah, and, Patty Disharoon made a little
Maddie,
drive out
Patty,
to Ohio this weekend. For those of you who don't know, what's up, Plugsy?
Plexi
I didn't see
Dave.
Mark come back in yet. One real quick thing to the majority of you in here, because I'm pretty sure all of you, if not most of you, were here last week. And I do appreciate those of you who jumped over to the Joel show on a Jersey raid. Appreciate it. And you can jump over there tonight too. What's up, Patrick? Thank you. I don't even know where that came from. 600. Just one day it was there. So I just want to thank you guys ahead of time. So yeah, I made a little ride out to Ohio. It was a nice ride. Once you get out of the mountains of PA, it's nice and flat. I had a co-pilot.
Flash.
Yeah, Slash went too. He's all bundled up in my pillows, so now I have to go wash them. Yeah, Slash came out to visit. So Slash is officially part of the hashtag Flash fam.
Of course, of course. You might not get him back next time you come out since we're puppyless now.
Oh yeah, no, I'm so sorry to hear about Boomet.
Well, she was kind of old, 19 years old for her.
Yeah.
All she did was lay there. We ended up finding out she was had terminal cancer anyway. So,
Oh, okay.
um, so kind of worked out.
Yeah, she was a good puppy. That's the only fault a dog and a cat. That's the only fault they have is they're not here long enough because they give you unconditional love, and we haven't learned that yet. So maybe we
That's
will one day.
true.
What's up, NorCal Digger? You still haven't emailed me your address because I rewatched my pre-giveaway stream, and I think, well, you did win because I was saying to email me, and then I turned around and redrew for the same thing for Mark. So just mail me your address. So
Mandy, NorCal,
yeah, yeah. My cat's trying to live forever. She's 18.
Mama Kitty's really old. You saw her.
Yeah.
You met Mama Kitty, my black Burmese.
Panic Plugs is here. uh So yeah, so Slash drove out with me, and the thing I like about him is he puts his face out the window of the car. Now none of my other dogs would do it, but Slash does it, so that makes it fun. Except for when we're doing 80, he doesn't put his face out there then.
Oh, that'd be gotta film that. His mouth going blah, blah, blah,
It's
blah,
just like it's going too fast.
hanging out of the car. Faster, Mama, faster.
Well, Paula said her cat was 23 when they lost her.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Tim, he went with me down to Alabama, so the next time I go down to see my bestie, he'll be with me again. Hey, Steve, Starry.
Hey, Steve, how you doing?
Now I watched it again, NorCal. I had picked you and said to email me, and then I got to talking about something because my computer was acting up, and I redrew it a second time. And it's like I can make the same package for both of you guys. So it was the stickers and buttons, sticker packs, and some buttons and things. So no big deal. So just email your address, and I'll send you a bunch of little stickers and goodies. And yeah, I never win anything either. And lately, I have. I won on Monardo Rob's stream. I won the duck race. I never win the duck races. Yeah. So then we got together Saturday. I got there Friday night, and then we got there. We got together Saturday with Nailed It Detecting, Ohio Metal Maven, and B3 Relic Recovery.
Yeah, it was a real pleasure meeting Metal Maven and Nailed It Detecting. Two great people. I look forward to treasure hunting with again in the future.
Yeah, hopefully next time I'm thin enough to sit in the back seat. Oh, yeah, we had a lot of
Whatever.
fun.
You were my guest, so you got the front. And Chad's that bitch anyway. Beep.
Yeah, it was like we've known each other for years, Chad. It was like
That's
because I
true.
never, he's new to the metal detecting community. Ohio Metal Maven's been around for a little bit now. You watch people, and I hadn't watched Chad before. It was just an easy, it was just easy to get along with him. Um, Watching B3 over the years. So it is. It's kind of weird, like when you meet people and um, in person.
Hey, Mark Thomas, nice name change. The man of Kabillion
I
YouTube
didn't even see
nicks.
him. Flashing.
Flashing your can.
Yeah, I. Mark makes me laugh, man.
He makes me giggle too, and he
Yeah,
always. I get messages sometimes on Facebook like, "Hey, you're scheduled for 1:28. Is it 1:28 yet?" That was an accident. I don't know how I did it on my phone for when we were Saturday.
yeah,
I tried to go live and it just wasn't jiving. And then I went live later at my own little private Idaho. And Mark's like, "What you say, Mark? Is it?" Oh, I could look on Facebook, but I'm not going to take the time. But he's like, "Is it that time yet?" Maybe I will, just
yeah.
so
Mark's
I
a
get
good
him right.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, everybody that joins
he's
in
a
here on
really
Wednesday
good
night,
guy. I like his
new and
sense of humor.
yeah, he's got a fun. He definitely has a good sense of humor, and
Oh, 118.
know,
Is it 118 yet?
it's good to have a good sense of humor. It's fun to make people laugh. Yeah, it was really nice. Because we had met previously in person,
Yeah.
and so it was really nice to meet Chris, Chad, and Nicole all in person. And spend time detecting. And we may not have come out with bags full of treasures. There was like
You
pretty
met
much
you
only two
met
significant things.
B3 at Gold Rush days when you camped with us at the Flash Camp, didn't
Yeah, I
you?
didn't really spend too much time with him though. So
Right,
this time I
right,
actually spent time with him.
right. Well, shoot, we didn't even spend much time. I was like social butterfly networking with all the prospectors and stuff and trying to sell my goods and wares and
You spent enough time in the water with me, and yeah, so it was nice to. Hey, just a swinging. It was nice to detect with everybody, and like I said, I know for most of us when we meet up for a collab or we just meet up to meet up, um, of course, everybody going out detecting, we always hear a lot to take in person. Uh, of course, we all go hoping to find something, spectacular, but it's more about like hanging out. For me, I don't have to find something phenomenal. You know, um,
I'm happy with that button I found.
I'm happy you found a button.
I'm not too happy with our magnet fishing on
Not at
Mondays,
all.
though.
Not at all. You should be kind of happy. It is your
Well, I'm
right
happy
away near
that
you.
the Miami Erie Canal is as clean as it is. But what we I didn't pull nothing out until like our fifth location, and it was a lock washer and a screw. You would have think that canal would have been dirtier.
Yeah, it was pretty clean. It was amazingly clean. How Patrick said, PB and J sodas and Cracker Barrel. Yep, that's why I drive out to PA and hunt with Mike and Patrick. Great finds and stories from the signal. It's the PB&Js that do it for me because Patrick always has a bag full. Now Mike brings them too, so I guess it's my turn to bring them next time.
Now, what kind of jelly?
You know those little Smuckers Uncrustables?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
So it's pick your own.
Well, I know. I think Patrick usually brings the grape, and I don't know which one Mike brought last time, but I think Mike brought his own last time.
Ah,
And Patrick will bring root beer.
oh, grape.
Yeah. And oh, grape jelly. Yeah. And I usually bring a soda too for myself because I'm selfish and don't like to share things. uh, and so when I go out, I mean, I just had fun on the. Yeah, Mike said grape too. Hey, Mike. Um, so when I go out
Grapevine.
meet up with them or coming out to Ohio with you, of course, like we all us treasure seekers, all of us, no matter which finger on the hand we are in, hope to find something good. But the part about a collab is actually getting together with a friend.
Well, yeah, that's the real treasure right there. Like I've been said before in the past, it's not so much the gold or the treasure that we hunt for, it's the thrill of the hunt and the real treasure, the real AU, the real gold is the people you meet and the friends you make on your journey,
Exactly,
on your adventures.
definitely. And so I never leave a collab disappointed, whether I have a bag full of little trinkets and treasures I found, or it's just full of pull tabs and nails. Yeah, that's right, Patrick. It's all about the stories.
Oh, I could make up some good ones. should have seen the should have seen the pull tab that got away.
And then yeah, so the second day, um, you and I went, well, the second day, actually, Sunday rained all day. So we just chilled and relaxed and enjoyed each other's company. Me, Ed, Mrs. Flash, Slash, just relaxed all day and just enjoyed each other's company. 18-carat necklace that weighs 30 grams ain't the bad of a new friend either. No, it ain't, Plugsy. That's pretty good.
Well, I got a good point there, Plugs, but that can be stolen or sold and go somewhere else or whatever. We're real friends.
Yeah.
They're
Hey,
forever.
Alicia.
Hot
Yeah.
mess.
That was, that was my whole thing about driving out there was to spend time with friends. It wasn't about finding, you know, buttons and coins and pull tabs. I didn't really even find that much trash. But about, like I said, hanging out with friends, just having a good time.
I hope you were comfortable in your bungalow out back.
I was more than comfortable. That was a nice trailer there. And
You put the fireplace to use or anything?
no, it was actually really warm in there Sunday
Okay.
night. And then now we have, if I hadn't have driven out there and we had us five wouldn't have had gotten together and detected a little bit, we wouldn't have PG5.
That's right. That's right.
The balls get wet. What did I miss? What Tim said? Oh, he said to Nicole, my friends are the people in this community. Well, all except Plugs. He makes them panic. Yeah, hashtag PG5. So, uh, Definitely a good weekend. Uh, that Monday, it didn't. It was kind of like overcast, and um, I wasn't sure. As of Sunday, I wasn't sure if I was going to leave Monday or Tuesday. But being that we couldn't really go get out and do anything Sunday, decided to leave Tuesday morning when you left for work. And so Monday we were able to get out and we went magnet fishing and like you said, found what did you find? A washer and a nail?
Yeah, a little lock washer and then part of a screw.
Yeah, that was it.
And I think you pretty much only pulled up mud,
Yeah, that was about it. Mud.
but started it off at a bridge called Bloody Bridge, where there's a little sex triangle scandal, murder, mayhem was
Yeah,
that.
we were hoping we'd find the axe.
Yeah, but no axe.
Nope.
Um, then we hit Aqueduct and uh, went by a lock in Spencerville, and we could have hit more while we were at the park. We could have hit the lock in Delphus at the park, but then we went detecting, and you got what, 37 cents
Yeah, I got 37 cents
in
and
a
you got like
car. Boom, boom.
and a little Matchbox car, but we also made a little friend.
Yeah.
Never did get the kid's name.
Hey, you.
It was pretty much
I
it.
don't know. I called him. I was watching videos before the show, and I guess I can. His name's Lad and Boy.
I was calling him Buddy. I was calling him Buddy, but yeah, he ran up on us while Ed was doing a intro,
Are you
and
guys YouTubers?
and then he was like stuck like glue. He was right there, and he
I
asked a
think
lot of
he had the hot
questions.
for
And,
you, Rachel.
he was right up on you too. It's like- he
Yeah,
was like he was swinging the detector right along with you. But every
Mr.
time we
Inquisitive.
get a signal, he wanted to come help dig it and look through the dirt and see if he could find it. And yeah,
He was a good kid.
he was a good kid. Good kid. And like I said, he reminded me of the little chubby kid from Stand By Me. Although he wasn't really chubby, he just reminded me of him.
Yeah, he did kind of, or the kid from Goonies,
Yeah,
the chubby one from Goonies.
yeah. Chunk. Chunk.
Yeah, Chunk.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a little irritating kid. He was on like right on the crest of being irritating. He was like dancing that fine line.
Yeah, a couple of times,
Yeah, because he was like literally right there. Um, but he was fine outside of that. He was just curious, and then he wanted to be helpful. I'd say he was probably about 10, 11 years old. And then he got bored with it and went off
Failed.
on his way. And then that was Monday.
Yeah, then we pretty much went back to my house and chillaxed and
Yeah.
talked some more. And
And then your granddaughter came over, and Slash didn't like being the only small person there, so he was being a little turd.
yeah, well, Slash will get over it. Chances are, Slash, when you come back, you'll have to deal with her again. At least you don't have a tail to be pulled.
Yeah, he doesn't. Well, he does, but it's like bent right up on his butt, so he can't even wiggle it. But yeah, he was a little turd. But I think he was cranky and tired because whenever he was outside, he wasn't napping or anything. He was staying awake the whole time.
Right.
So I think he's just being a little cranky turd dog because he slept most of the way home. He was like, "I'm tired." But outside of that, yeah, it was a good weekend, and I had a great weekend. So, and the ride home wasn't bad. It was rainy, but wasn't bad at all. Not too much road construction because it was rainy. So that keeps it down. Oh, I still have my phone in my pocket. Who's calling me? Scam.
Yeah, during my life, my phone's automatically goes to do not disturb, so I don't hear Jack.
When Danny Boy says when he's on the beach and kids start to follow him, he just says no to them. Oh, he just says to them, please do not follow me. Your parents won't like it. And Nicole says she likes when people ask if she's metal detecting.
What gave you the clue? Here's your sign, right, Nicole? Could it be the metal detector in my hand? No, I'm magnet fishing or I'm out gold panning. Duh.
Yeah, I like when they're, what are you looking for? Metal.
Whatever makes my machine go beep, beep, beep.
Are you looking for pirate treasure? That's what I get here because it's pretty big, about pirates over here. Are you looking for pirate treasure? Hey, they're insistent, man. That was the same number twice.
Well, they
Nicole says,
want
no, I'm looking
to. Your car insurance must be running low, or that bumper to bumper insurance for your car, or maybe you inquired on your social security benefits and
oh no, I stayed at Camp Lejeune. That's what that's for. I don't
uh,
remember being there, but they're calling me about it.
uh,
I want
so
to be in that class action suit. I might have drove through there.
well, I know the Chesapeake Bay had some pirate activity. I believe that's where they actually ended the career of Blackbeard. But Jersey,
Oh yeah, we had a lot of pirate
uh,
activity here. It's just not that well known, but there was a lot. Hi Lisa. They keep digging. Um, Blackbeard actually married a woman from one town over where I live right now.
oh, really?
Yeah, and
Ah,
a kid has sailed through here too.
arr.
But
I
yeah, it's funny.
always,
Is Captain Kidd's kind of like pretty famous. Like everybody's heard that name, but he really wasn't pirating all that long. There were a lot of other notorious pirates, but nobody knows their names. I guess because Captain Kidd's easy to say.
and then there were some pirate hunters that became pirates also. I think my favorite pirate is also a War of 1812 hero, Jean Lafayette.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, he
uh,
was a. But they didn't call them pirates at the time because they were
he
actually
was
profiteers.
actually a privateer.
Yeah, they were sent by whatever royal for
Yeah,
whatever
they
country.
were vessels of war against their enemies at one time, privateers and buccaneers and whatever.
P8
But
relic hunters. We have Pittsburgh pirates, but they're not very good. Hey, Mama Christine.
hi, Lisa, Christine, Mama, how are you? I guess that
Uh,
didn't come out right. Mama Christine, hello.
I would think uh, Metal Maven said, bandits on land, pirates by water. I wonder which stole and hid more loot, pirates or bank robbers. I would say probably pirates because they were around for actually 3 or 4 centuries, whereas bank robbers literally was just pretty much the 1800s, early 1900s.
Pirates still around?
Oh yeah, but they're not going after the stuff they did 200 years ago.
No.
They're going after private yachts and things like that. They're not even going after a lot of commercial ships.
I don't know. There's some crazy pirates like off of Madagascar and that area off the Horn. What's that? The
Oh
Cape
yeah.
Horn of Africa and stuff. Some try
I
and
wouldn't.
chase down ships and stuff, and I mean big ships.
Yeah, I wouldn't sail anywhere around there. Didn't Tom Hanks? Wasn't he in a movie about that or something? About that dude that was kidnapped by the those pirates.
Yeah, I think so. I know he was castawayed for a while.
Yeah, but I think he worked for like FedEx in that movie.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like 5 words in the whole movie.
Well said.
Yeah, that was a long movie. I'm glad
Oh,
I didn't see it in the theater. I was able to take breaks when I watched it at home.
I I know I shared a little of my night after my post production of Tuesday Night Hangout Live with you earlier, but uh, I'm gonna talk about it, can I?
Yeah, I just want. Patrick said he was running from or to Jenny. Jenny,
Right, right. Jenny.
Jenny. Yeah, go ahead. What were you going to talk about?
Jean Lafayette, yeah, helped with the Battle of New Orleans. He got Andrew Jackson out of a bunch of trouble. Jean Lafayette, I think it was.
Yeah, I like
Um,
it.
but
He's
yeah,
detailed.
it surprised me. So I get to bed usually pretty late on Tuesday nights because I I trim the fat on my live stream so I could change the format to an audio, and then I
Mhm.
upload it to my podcast sites so people could just listen to the replay. And so I get all done with that. I go upstairs about 12:30. I just get to sleep, and next thing I hear waking me up, and uh, I'm glad we didn't have guests in the house or nothing, because that would have been real embarrassing because I sleep in the raw. And I'm being attacked by my granddaughter again. But I hear this big crash, and I'm like, "What the beep?" And I'm like, "What did Mama do? Mama Kitty, what you do?" But I could have sworn Mama Kitty hardly ever comes upstairs anymore. Come here, Behind. Come here. Come on. Don't sit behind my curtain. Uh, and I'm I'm like, okay, what happened? So I step out my door, and I'm a weirdo that wears socks to bed because if I don't, I catch a cold. Don't ask me why. I don't know. But as soon as I step out of my room, there's wet hardwood floors, and I'm like, what the heck's going on? I turn into the bathroom. There's a stream of water squirting up in the air, and my toilet tank's broken. I'm like, what the heck? How'd that happen? But I swear that toilet's probably as old as I am. So it was about, I think we should have changed it when we first talked about it a couple years ago. But that was one way to wake up. So, uh,
Mark the Berg said, "Now the true star of the stream has arrived."
yeah, that's you, huh? Are you the star? Yeah, she says. Uh, Everybody, this is my granddaughter. Wave to everybody, honey. They're all waving back. Uh, Thank you, Mark. She is. She is. Hey, David.
Hey,
But
Lou.
Lou, Indiana Jones. But I'm
Hey,
live right
David.
now, sweetheart. So give me a kiss right there. Okay. Go behind my Wizard of Oz curtain. Both of them. Don't pull it down, though, honey. Thank you. Love that kid.
Yeah, she's a good little kid.
Yeah, she's not bad.
No.
I don't think we'll return her.
You gonna keep her?
Yeah, yeah. Think we'll keep her in the family. Definitely. Definitely.
So did that keep you up?
No, just enough time for Judy and I to bicker while I couldn't turn off the water and I'm holding up the float and I'm trying to turn off the water and for the life of me I couldn't turn it off. So I'm like, honey, hold this. And I go to our junk drawer in the kitchen where there should be a pair of pliers. And of course there was no pliers. I ended up having to go all the way out to my work truck because I couldn't find one in my utility room downstairs. So I had to go all the way out to my work truck to find pliers. Of course, I had to put on some underwear at least, so I wasn't going out there with my dinoline swinging to and fro in the middle of the night. Next thing I know, I would have had the cops at our door.
That wouldn't have been good.
So, yeah, it was quite a night. So, and then today, like I said earlier, we put Boomet down.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Judy's taken it a little harder than me, but she's been a good baby for 19 years. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, but she'll be missed. But on the bright side, there's less animal food going out now.
Lisa said you had your socks on, Ed. Close enough.
Right, right, right.
Well, definitely tell Judy I'm sorry about Boomet. You know, it's
I
always
will. I'll pass it on. Give her a hug for you, sis.
yeah. He was a cute little doggy. You know, it's just it's hard. You know, I mean, there are people out there. I don't know why they get pets to begin with. Um, and then there's people, you know, like us who the pet's part of the family. You know.
Well, if you're not going to treat a pet as part of the family and give it a lifetime commitment, don't do it. What I hate most is when people say, oh, I didn't think it would be this much work or blah, blah, blah. And they abandon them. Man, that's sad. Anthony, Brooklyn Treasure Hunter, that is Anthony, right?
Yeah. Did he come in?
Okay.
Oh, hey, Anthony. Yeah, I think he was just at a wedding this weekend. Clean up nice there, Anthony.
Yeah, me too, Patty. Me too. But they all have their own little attitudes and their own little personalities. Yes, it is. Just like kids, Lisa, 24/7. You know, 24/7.
I don't know if Joel is streaming tonight. I don't see he didn't set up anything.
Oh, yeah? Well, what
Yeah.
the? Huh? Maybe he didn't want to step on your toes.
No, I told him don't worry about starting at 8 o'clock. It's no big deal.
Hmm.
But I don't know. Maybe he's taking the night off.
It's so hard not to step on others' toes nowadays. It was really
Yeah,
easy when I was trying to pick a slot back in the day, but now it's like, oh, everybody's on.
yeah,
Headed to
it
the
seems that
creek.
way. It seems that way, but I mean, like hey, headed to the creek. Um, he and I were talking about it, and he's like, I said, just pick a time and go. I was like, you're probably gonna overlap with somebody, and I said, like for the most part, most people, he's not streaming tonight. I didn't think so. Most people, try not to step on toes. They'll at least start later or start earlier. So maybe a little overlap. But I told him, don't worry about it. Like there are people who are intentionally stepping on toes and they don't give a crap. So,
Right.
just pick a night and go with it. Hey, Dier's Coins Hunter. I was like, that's pretty much how you got to do it now. I mean, you know, the more of us streaming, the more spread out, the thinner the audience.
Well, yeah, yeah. But, one good thing about guys like me with multiple monitors, I,
Hey, Joel in the tech.
I can actually, on a busy night, I could read up to three chats. Gets me
Yeah,
busy.
I multitask because there are people like overlapping. On Monday nights, I watch Treasure Talk, and I used to watch another program. I don't anymore, and I listen to Amanda and Gypsy's podcast,
Yeah.
and then there's other times I'll have one stream going on my TV. If it's got a busy chat, I won't chat. I'll just listen to them. I'll have one on my computer and one on my phone so I could chat. So, or I do what
Uh,
a lot of other people do, is just chat, stream jump. Spend a little time in this one, a little time in that one. Hey, BC.
yeah, try and spread out the the watch time to several BC trails, BC treasure trails, I should say, because there is a BC trails.
I
Level.
like when I started streaming on Wednesday nights a year ago, there wasn't really anybody at 7. So that's why I took it. I decided to go with Wednesday nights at 7, and I asked because initially I started streaming on Facebook first, just to see if people would come and hang out, and they did. And I said, I'm thinking about going ahead and streaming on YouTube. And I was like, what night do you guys think I should do? And I put it out there, and mostly everybody was like, well, Wednesdays at 7 seems to be the pretty one of the pretty quiet nights and times, so that's why I chose it. And I moved it up to 7:30 for the because a lot of people are out detecting later in the summer, so I was like, I'll start at 7:30, which worked out because Beard Beauty and the Beard started
Hmm.
streaming. He pushed back an hour because he was streaming so late, and he didn't want to stay up late.
Well, if he would keep our friend Brockton off his streams, he wouldn't be up so late.
True. But just
Uh,
to keep from being up so late, he pushed it back an hour. And I said, I told people in the chat a long time ago, I know why he went at 7, and I've got no issues with that. I understood why, and we pretty much have a different audience anyway.
yeah.
So it didn't matter to me. And then I told him when I spoke to him, I was like, I'm just going to stay at 7:30. You know, seems like a good time.
The Beauty and the Beard, two good people, and
Yeah, they
so.
are.
But he does detect also,
Yeah, he
and
does. They started detecting, I guess,
so
almost a year ago.
I love it. I love the Treasure Finger crossover.
Well,
It's
I'm still not that impressed with Magnum fishing yet.
no, not yet. I haven't had much luck the multiple times I've been out.
Yeah, I haven't either over here. A couple waterways I did, I would have thought there would be a lot of junk, and not
I
really.
we might have to go to like Lima or Toledo or something like that. But I do have a treasure trail up on the Maumee River in Waterville. Apparently, back in the day, there was a robbery, and while they were fleeing, they threw the loot over the bridge, and not all of it has been found. So they say.
Hmm.
And bedrock's really shallow, though, really shallow. So, it might be worth it to walk around in that on that bedrock. And I don't believe the water's really deep, um, for the most part. You um, and might be able to get in there and detect some cracks. Maybe uh, utilize the technology of a gold miner in there also, and use the dredge to move more material like you would, like they do on treasure recovery, like with Mel Fisher and his guys on the Antosha. They use a dredge type system when they're down there side, and they go, they suck up where they're going, and it brings everything up to the boat, and the water goes back into the ocean, and they classify the stuff up on the ship. So
Hmm.
maybe they Keene does make a relic basket for dredges. So see, they
Well,
can be used for more than just gold.
yeah, definitely. Well, that's what I was saying when they were
Well,
when they
rock.
replenished our beaches, probably 30 years ago, up to about probably 30 years ago. They didn't really sieve it too closely. You know, they didn't put it through too small a screen. Um,
Right.
but now they put it through a much smaller screen to avoid, sharp objects being pumped up onto the beach too. So yeah, there'd be a lot of old things they would have pumped up onto the beaches years ago here, because our beach is eroding like a foot a year. So every year they replenish the beaches. You probably found a whole lot of old stuff 30 years ago, but you won't now. Just like fill dirt, if the fill dirt is old, there's a good chance there's old coins in that fill dirt. But if it's anything after the 80s, most likely there's nothing in it.
Well, coins like people has had a way to move around. You know,
Yeah.
the Chinese brought Chinese coins to California during the Mother Lode, and or during the California Gold Rush. There were a lot of Chinese on the West Coast from the gold fields of California all the way up to the gold fields of Alaska. And that'd be cool to find an old Chinese coin in a gold digging in the Mother Lode or back home in Washington. Stories from the Signal. I just found a 1700s Chinese coin in Maryland. See my point
Yeah.
exactly. And I know.
Well,
Uh,
I have a counterfeit Japanese coin from the Dutch East Indies trade.
hmm,
So not counterfeit like it was made today. It's when because they were made of gold or silver. They look the
right.
same, only one would be gold and one would be silver. So I don't know what this one had, whether it had a silver wash or a gold wash, because that's long gone. But
I
it still has all the little punches and port punches and
Oh, it's
vendor.
even stamped too.
Yeah,
Because back in the day, port towns would take in pretty much anything silver or gold, and they would stamp it. If it's pure, right? They would stamp it,
yeah.
because I'm sure they had a way of testing it, even if it was
I
like
don't know about the
Titan.
1600s.
I have a counterfeit Japanese coin, It's about the
Hey,
size
Bisbee
of a
Adventures.
Morgan. It's a beautiful coin, but too bad it's counterfeit or it'd be worth like ching ching.
Bisbee Adventures. I have a show, Biz Pizza Coin. Hey, Team Lynch.
Team Lynch, good to see you.
Yeah, so I think somebody, hey, Olin Borden. I think somebody asked me one time about like counterfeit, 15, 16, 1700s, 1800s coins being counterfeit. But, well, just like today when they counterfeit paper money, a long time ago, they counterfeited coins because that was pretty much what they used. Um, like they didn't have not too many. Hey, Gregory, not too many of them had paper money. Most of them
Right.
dealt with coins. So yeah, they would counterfeit them.
Counterfeiting has been around, I believe, since the time man decided to make coinage. You know, there's always those type.
Yeah. What's going on in the chat?
Busby Adventures decided to take up magnet fishing in Arizona.
Yeah, I
Happy
don't know where you have to
birthday,
be.
better half Team Lynch.
I don't know. Oh yeah, it was Kathy's birthday today. Everybody sing happy birthday to Kathy. I forgot I said happy birthday on Facebook. Or it could have been yesterday, but I think it's today. I don't know. Everything's a blur.
Don't sing the actual happy birthday song. I think it's copyrighted.
Oh, I'm not singing nothing.
So yeah, you have to mix it up a little. Happy birthday metal. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, Anthony said that he went magnet fishing a couple times and didn't find anything. I was like, Brooklyn? He said, yeah. Oh, happy belated birthday, Danny boy. Um, I'm looking to see what else I'm missing in the chat. Yeah, so that's crazy that in Brooklyn you didn't find anything in the water, but it seems like when these magnet fishers are finding guns and knives and all this other stuff and stolen bikes and safes, it's in cities. So Brooklyn, I would think there'd be stuff in that water.
Yeah, pull up a bucket with concrete with skeleton attached or something,
Or if you got the grappling hook on it, somebody, with cement shoes.
Right, exactly, Ah, there's Tony.
Oh, I've been wondering where Jimmy Hoffa was. I always thought he was in the Meadowlands, but I guess I was wrong. He's in Brooklyn. So it kind of makes you
The
wonder.
Teamsters had a way of getting around, so he could
Yeah.
very well be in Brooklyn.
Well, they all live here. He says he's got to try to magnet fish off the Hudson River, the Hudson River off of Brooklyn Bridge Park. Yeah, there should be something in there. I mean, the Hudson River is pretty old and goes all the way up to Albany and past.
I used to live right on the Hudson. Yeah. Peekskill.
Patrick said, I'm still confused by I used to live in Hudson. I'm still confused by what you do if you're magnet fishing in cold weather and your magnet is stuck on something that won't move. Well, then if it's cold out and the water's cold, it gets to stay in
there. Tie it up so you could come back to it, I guess. I don't know.
I've lost a magnet, so. Hey, Relic Reaper. Got stuck on some rocks and we tied it up. And when we went back, I mean, it wasn't a big bright orange rope or anything, so it was actually kind of hard to see. And when we went back, it was gone.
I probably should have reached out to Relic Reaper too, because he's a Ohioan. Relic Reaper, what part of Ohio are you in?
Next time.
Yeah, there's will be a next time.
There will be. You know, it's a lot of hours. It's like about 9 hours to drive there, but you know, every 6 weeks I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, so it wouldn't be bad to head out on a Thursday, stop somewhere overnight, and get there Friday morning, spend all day Friday and Saturday, and head home Sunday.
Oh, Cincinnati. Oh, okay. The Better Gold's down that way. I've
How
actually
far is
found
Cincinnati
some
from you? I didn't even look on the map.
Cincinnati's about 3 hours south.
Oh, okay. Tim said Hoffa faked his death and took off. Good who
He's
knows?
living with Elvis Presley, Adolf Hitler, and Michael Jackson in Argentina. Oh yeah, I can't forget.
Well, Ann Hesh is with them now too. Hey,
Yeah,
the Sandman.
who's that rapper dude?
Oh, Tupac
Tupac. Yeah,
and
Tupac
Biggie.
hanging out with them. Yeah, Biggie's there too. They have a big old mansion. You know.
Well, it's over at David Bowie's house.
So what's on your agenda? What's your next outing, trip, whatever, sis?
Because I'm moving. Probably not too many far trips because gas is still pretty pricey. I mean, it wasn't bad by you, but as soon as I hit Pennsylvania, it was back up to $4. Um, so uh, in a couple weeks, we have my club's 40th anniversary hunt. Quarter Hoarder's going to be there. Well, I'm the star. I'm the YouTube. I'm the featured YouTube star, and then Team Lynch is the second featured YouTube star. And then it's Quarter Hoarder, Andy, and Relic Recoverist. They're the special guests. When my club wrote the flyer, they wrote it backwards. And then after that, I was contemplating going up to Digstock for a day. Because I think it falls when I have a Monday off. Going up for Sunday, but I don't know right now because gas is still kind of pricey. It's not a bad drive; it's 6 hours, and then the first weekend in November is Come Out Swinging, so I'll be going to that. And they're doing a special hunt to raise funds in Matt Tomani's name.
Okay, very good.
Awesome, Patrick. I'm still debating about just coming up for the one day. I haven't decided yet because the event's usually over like 3-4 o'clock, and then I would just drive home. So just drive up there for the day. But I am probably going to be taking the time off to go to one in North Carolina in March. So, and then Gypsy's having her event, but I'm not exactly sure when she's having it yet. So I'll be flying out to Texas for that.
Yeah, I was wanting to go to the Midwest Silver Hunt in Kirkland, Indiana, because I wanted to see Gypsy. Can I share something with your community? They might appreciate some of Gypsy's art.
Yeah. Go ahead because it'll ask me to show it. So share it.
Okay, I'm gonna turn off my camera for a second, so I'll be right back.
Who is that, Morcal?
turn that off. Oh,
I haven't, to be honest, I haven't watched Jason in a while.
you're back.
I've been trying to support a lot. Once in a while, I see one of his older ones come up in my suggested, and I watch it. But I try to support a lot of the smaller channels right now. And there's just so many out there. It's really hard to be able to be up to date on every single person. Pound the ground.
How many years ago was it? I forget.
What, pound the ground?
No, that gypsy did this for me.
I don't remember, but I
Yeah,
remember.
and she shared it not too long ago. But we were talking, and I knew she was an artist and an art teacher, and I was like, I would love a painting of a prospector, and she, oh man, doggone chroma key.
There's
I'm gonna turn off my chroma key on my side.
All right.
So
Josh 508 Magnets, and I knew Mark and Angela were coming. Oh, you could. Oh, you let me make you single. Hang on. What is the not solo layout? There we go. All right, now you can show it.
autograph by Gypsy right there. And I want to go to the silver hunt and give that beautiful lady a big old flash hug for this because I absolutely love it. And I feel special.
It is nice.
Yeah, Mark,
remember
I
when she-
know I'm special, Ed. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, it is awesome, Patty.
Oh yeah, Mark's talking about pound the ground. Like the first day, it was actually really nice. The Saturday, it was really nice out. It was pretty warm actually. I think we started the morning in a hoodie, and by like late morning, it was pretty warm out. Still pretty warm that night, and then Sunday it was like really windy, and all the tents were blown everywhere, and it was kind of a little chilly. And it stayed windy all day. I remember that. So yeah, Patrick, I would
But
pack lots of
Pound the
different
Ground
things.
was upstate New York. Well, everything upriver of like Brooklyn, Bronxville is upstate, isn't it? Because when I lived in when I lived in um, Peekskill, they called that upstate.
It is upstate.
I
Anything
guess
outside of the
it
radius of New York City.
I guess it is compared to like Tarrytown and Sleepy Hollow, or um, would that be upstate too? Or
Yeah. Well, I
so
don't know if I
anything
ever
out of the
considered.
boroughs of New York City is upstate.
Nah, I don't know if I've never considered it upstate. See you later, Tim. Don't work too hard. Night, Anthony.
Good night, Anthony.
Um, because they're west of the city. North is like Schenectady and Peekskill.
Okay.
Peekskill's kind of northwest. Like when my dad lived on Avon on Hudson, Croton on Hudson. When he lived on Croton on Hudson, I didn't consider that upstate because it was west. But like when you're going up north towards Albany, all those towns, yeah, they're upstate. But Pound the Ground was the same place Digstock was last year, which was Shazy, which is up by Vermont and Canada. Like you could spit at Canada, you're so close to it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's like I think if I would have kept driving another 5 miles, I would have been right at the Canadian border. Mark
So
said it was 15 miles from Canada.
where was it again?
Shazy?
Like West Shazy?
No, just Chazy. Chazy.
Yeah, I see a West Shazy. Oh, there's Shazy. It's northeast of West Shazy. So yeah, it's if you get close enough to the lake, you might be see the champ.
Yeah, it's right, not far from Lake Champlain. Like some of the people stayed at B&Bs and Airbnbs or something over in on the Vermont side and took the ferry over.
Hmm, okay. Yeah, now that's really upstate right there. You know, you're could probably throw it had a good arm, you could probably throw a rock and land in uh, that'd be Quebec, isn't it?
Yeah. Mark said Thursday night was the cold one. He got to the campground Thursday late afternoon. I think we got there Friday just before the meet and greet. And we got to the meet and greet. Well, I'm hoping it's not right in Chazzy, but Shazy, but Plattsburgh is the town right next to it. That's where all the hotels are at that we all stayed in was Plattsburgh. So I'm hoping it's a different farm. Uh, Mark said the campground was right on the lake. It was beautiful. I don't know. I stayed at a Best Western. So we got to the meet and greet, and when we first got to the meet and greet, there was probably not really a lot of people there, maybe 70, because it was a small venue. It was a small little like bar restaurant kind of thing. And then uh, right after we got there, Dig and Canuck got there, KG and Ringy got there, Matt Tomady and Maddie were already there. I think Jason was there. And then we left to go get something we forgot at the hotel. And when we got to the hotel, somebody texted and said, "Yeah, don't come back because like the police chased everybody out because it was over capacity." And, so we're like, well, we're not going to go back then. And then coming to find out, like about 100 people went back, and that was fine. So we could have gone back, but yeah. Then we got there first thing Saturday morning, so we could park up in the front. And like I said, Saturday started off a little cool, but it ended up being pretty warm. Night, cuz green paper starts at 3 a.m. tomorrow. Thanks for joining the stream tonight.
Bear Magnetics.
Oh, it is the same place, Mark? Hey, Bear Magnetics. Um, Joel Drummond Tech's going to see a concert with his wife and kids with 190 bands.
There's a question from Ohio Metal Maven. You could probably help her out with that. I
Well,
can't.
it all depends. If the seeded hunt is in dirt, and if it's anything like um, the way Pound the Ground did it, and some other dirt seeded hunts I've been to, they'll put their shovel in, so the targets in the seeded hunt will be a little deeper, 3 to 5 inches sometimes. Oh, just them. You're not going. And oh yeah, there were 300 to 400 people, Mark, for sure. So if you're at a dirt seeded hunt where they didn't throw everything on top, like um, that's what they did. Everything was the only things that were planted in the ground for that seeded hunt were the tokens from Mine Lab and Garrett. And so if you're at a dirt seeded hunt and you know they've actually planted the signals, um, or if you're on a sandy type like a beach, it doesn't have to be a ocean. It could be a lake. And B3's here. Hey,
Yeah,
Chris.
Chris.
Hashtag Team PG5. Um, so if you're at a sandy seeded hunt, The targets aren't going to be deep. They will toss the coins or whatever they're putting in the ground into the sand, so they're no more than an inch, two tops if somebody kicks some sand over it. So the best thing you can do on both of those cases is swing fast, get your target, and move on. Don't even look at it because the seeded events are usually over in 5 minutes. 10 minutes if it's a really big field.
They're
Yes,
longer than that at Gold Rush.
yeah, that was over in like 2 minutes.
But
But
they were
yeah,
nighttime too.
yeah, but yeah, seeded hunts are over very quickly. Um, if you see a Knox near you, this is my advice for any single frequency user. If you see a Knox near you, ask them politely to make sure they're in single frequency because the MindLab Equinox 6 or 800 will definitely kill your machine. You won't hear anything. You won't. Nothing. It happened to me with my Garrett at Pound the Ground. I was doing good until everybody noticed I was bending over a lot and they all ran over by where I was. And they all had their Knoxes on multi frequency and the sensitivity fully up. There's no reason for that in a seeded hunt. Your your targets are on a dirt one are going to be no more than 3, 4 to 5 inches tops. And when you're using an Equinox in a seeded hunt, even if it's beach, put it in park or field and put it in single so you don't kill and make it unfair to anybody not using a multi-frequency machine because it's not cool. I use my Nox in seeded hunts and I always have my sensitivity down to about quarter of the way. It doesn't need to be any higher than that. I'm not trying to dig 14 inches down. The targets are not that deep. And I always put it in single frequency and I put it on a low one like 4 or 10. So that way the people that are using the bounty hunters and the Noktas, believe it or not, and the any Fisher one, Technetics, um, or they're using Garrett's, or any other machine that's single frequency, they paid to be in that seeded hunt too, and it's only fair that they have the same opportunity you do with your Nox. So that's my advice. Well, thanks for stopping in and saying, hey, Chris. Um, yeah, the seeded hunts go very quickly. Swing fast, hear your signal, dig it up. And I'll give you another little bit of advice too. I've been to seeded hunts mostly by my club, but there's been a few dirt ones where they'll put other things in, other types of targets in there. So everybody's swinging and listening for the high tone because most of the time it's a weedy. So everybody's swinging for high tones, and that's all they're going to be grabbing is the high tones. You'll get very few that'll go for anything under a high tone. So once those high tones are gone, and you'll notice you're swinging fast and you don't hear nothing. Now you start hearing low tones and mid tones. Dig them, especially if they're shallow. Go ahead and pick them up. If it's a pull tab, just keep moving because the next one might be some type of weird thing they put in the sand or the dirt as a token. Like one time I found something, it was like some kind of ugly pin, but it was a token for a Morgan dollar.
When I won my MindLab Go Find 40, it was a medal, like you could pin on, had the cloth and the round medallion on it. And so, and I know like Sue and Patrick, when they host the detecting hunts at Gold Rush days, they'll use like colored pull tabs and stuff for some of the bigger ticket prizes. So
Yeah,
I
that's why I
could
said like,
imagine they use like painted tokens and stuff for that too.
yeah, my club uses weird things sometimes. Like I only dug it because I wasn't hearing nothing else walking off the field, and I was still swinging in case somebody missed, a weedy or something. And I heard this awful signal. I normally typically would not dig this. But I was like, I remembered what the president of my club said, and I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and pick this up. And it
Dig
was,
it all?
huh?
Dig it all?
Yeah, I wouldn't initially starting on a seated hunt. I would go for the high tones first because everybody is. Everybody's going for those tones first. But as soon as you don't hear any, it's just like when you put popcorn in a microwave
Mm-hmm.
and you got it's like pop, 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 and then it starts slowing down, and then you got to take it out once you hear more than 2 seconds in between the pops. It's like pop, pop, it's done. You got to take it out or it's going to burn. So it's the same
Right.
way on a seated hunt. It's like silver, 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 or high tone, high tone, high tone, beep, 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 and then suddenly you don't really hear much. You'll hear a mid tone here and there, like beep, beep, Go ahead and get them because most of the other people are sweeping up the high tones. So
They're cherry picking for silver and stuff.
yeah, so you got to go for the high tones anyway. Just go for them first because they're going to be gone in seconds, and then start listening for the other weird sounds. Yeah, see, Mark said, yeah, right. At the first, what is that, dig in South Jersey, I found steel scents and two cobs because others were ignoring those signals. And they will. They're going for the high tones first, which you should. You should really go ahead and grab them because sometimes the tokens are high tones. Grab those and then start listening for the odd tones. And sometimes, like my club will do it on the big silver hunt. Yeah, it does, Tom Kingery. That's why I said, like, most of the time you'll see that they'll have planted them in the ground in the dirt for the dirt seeded hunts. But there's sometimes they don't want to take the time or the ground's too dry. Yeah, they just do toss it on top. But you got to move quick. Don't even inspect what you found. You hear beep, scoop, it's not there. You got it, go. Don't even look at it. Just dump it in your bag and continue on. Look at it when it's done.
Mm. Mark said his tokens were stamped Wheaties.
Yeah, one couple years ago they had a hunt and you had to find Wheaties that had crosses cut out of them or something. And usually I don't look at mine till the end, but he was standing in the middle and there was 5 gold things. And there was one left. And so I wasn't thinking, it was down to the point where there really weren't many signals left. So I figured somebody already probably found it and didn't know yet. And then I swung on one of my last signals. It was one of the pennies that would have gotten that special gold prize.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't even remember what it was. I don't know, but I just remember there was only 5, and so there was 5 pennies out there with the crosses stamped out of them. Not really. You'd be surprised. I mean, when people really freak out, I don't know. I've been to raffles for other events like car shows, and people freak out over their raffle wins, but it's weird when you're at a metal detecting event. Nobody really freaks out. They kind of just go, "Oh shucks," and go up and get their prize. You know? But I go to other raffles like school events or car shows or whatever, and I buy little raffle tickets and I put them in what I'd like to win. Those people go nuts. Oh my God, I won! People win detectors like a pound the ground and dig stock, win detectors, and they go, well, shucks. And they go up and get their thing, and they're all like, hey, it's kind of funny. You will one day, Patty. They're kind of funny, even if you just make one. I was wanting to win a shovel at dig stock, but I didn't. I probably would have been the odd person because, like I said, everybody else kind of just was like, oh, I won something. I'm going to go get it. Yeah. I would have won one of the Predator shovels. I would have been like, I won. Yeah. Give me the purple one. But otherwise, even I go up there and go, oh, I won a Morgan dollar. Yeah. Yes, it was. Tim said his very first silver find was a Standing Liberty quarter. Yes, it was. Hey, the real misfit mafia queen. So yeah, that's my advice for seated hunts. Just go fast. Don't look at what you got. Just go fast. When the high tones are you're not hearing them anymore, start digging those other weird tones. Get it all. You're not looking for anything deep. Nothing's going to be 12 inches. I mean, there has been occasions that, like, I think the Garrett Memorial Hunt, I think Bo had Aqua Chigger had put some of the tokens in some weird spots and really deep, but for the most part, they're no more than 3 to 5 inches.
Taking notes, sis. You know what's weird? I've
Yeah,
been metal detecting more this year than I've been prospecting.
really.
Yeah.
I've prospected more this year than I metal detected. You know, I panned my pay dirt from GTO vlogs. One bag. I didn't pan the other one yet.
Yeah, I saw your video.
Yeah, you were probably cringing. That's not what I told her.
Not too bad. You did all right.
I was trying to remember 2 years ago, so I was pretty impressed with
But
myself.
I like you might have seen my one of my painting tubs out of my shed.
Yeah,
It's only like 6 inches, 7 inches deep, and by like 3 feet by 2.5, maybe. And that way it isn't too big and really deep.
yeah. I
And
couldn't find anything. The only thing I could find was that one that I was using.
Dollar General, man.
Hey, Trey Bar, the detector. It will happen.
It will. It will. I
Yeah,
I've found all my silvers underneath clotheslines. So every single one so far has come from underneath the clothesline. Like here's my very first silver I ever found right there with the detector.
nice. I don't know where mine is. It was a 19. Wait, 1905. What was it? Was it 1895 Barber or 1898 Barber? Something like that. I found two, um, right next to each other.
This is a 1953 Denver mint, and I found it in my own backyard.
Nice.
So far, my best finds, besides those gold nuggets I found with my knocks in California, all
Yeah,
my
I don't.
best finds have been in my backyard. Working on my plug, so
So I don't know where. Well, I know for this hunt, I have to, like, for a change, actually organize my stuff. Oh, nice! You found a war nickel, Patty, in your third month detecting. I haven't found a war nickel yet.
nice, Patty. So, what's your white whale, Rach?
A war nickel, a Jersey copper.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I would like to find one. I mean, I have the same white well majority of us have, which is the GW button, but I feel like I'm more likely to find a Jersey copper, so that's my white whale. You'll find one, Joel. It's kind of weird. I
Yeah,
never used to.
I found one of those under Dana's clothesline.
Uh, oh yeah, I know the Ohio breastplate. I saw it. That was crazy. And he found that at Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. Every time I hear that town name, I think of Harper Valley PTA.
I saw one of Whitey's TikToks where he was showing that breastplate. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
Ohio Metal Maven. I told him I dropped it. Well, just keep trying, Trevor. You'll find a silver something. You're bound to. It's just might be a dime, might be a quarter. Who knows? You might find a big silver dollar. We don't know, but you'll find it.
Just don't give up.
Yep.
Don't
You
give
never know
up.
till you dig it, but you got to dig a lot of trash to find a little bit of treasure, and that makes it worth it.
And like prospecting, I've found out that detecting's a game of inches.
Yes, it is. You can walk over twice, three times, and then go in another direction, and then I could come along behind you, and boom, I find it. So it's like I was explaining to Ed, your circle, your concentric coils, they're like a cone. So they cover a lot of ground in the top inch, but they come to a cone all the way around like an upside down dunce hat. So that you're only working, 6, 8 inches down, you're only working with a very small amount of electrical signal. So it really does matter if you have a dime that's laying 8 inches deep and your cone is going on either side of it as you swing, you'll never hear it. And then on the double D coils, it's still an angle like a triangle though, because it's going to be a straight line like this, like an angle. So the length of your coil, like I would say on a 5x8, is going to be 8 inches long. Then you go like this, you now have a triangle like this, 8 inches deep. But still, anything underneath that 8 inches is going to only be detected by that corner. So it
Right.
is a matter of inches. So Patty and Joel, Drum and Detect, have not found silver quarters. Um, for
You
some reason,
will.
on IT Pro, I don't really find clad. It's weird. And for the longest time, I couldn't find clad dimes, but I would find silver dimes. I would never find a clad dime.
Huh.
Hey, Magnet Find, Magnet Fishing, and Detecting Stickman.
Now, do you discriminate much?
No. On my AT Pro, I have it on Pro because the standard sounds like an Ace, and nothing against the Ace or the Ace Apex. I don't like the sound of the beeps. So I use the Pro because they're a little bit deeper and rounded. I don't know how to explain it. I run zero discrimination. It still grunts for iron. And then on the Knox, I don't discriminate. I don't notch out anything. I usually almost always use field one, no matter where I am. And I have my little horseshoe on. So I hear it all. I want to hear the iron.
Oh, so okay, you have nothing discriminated. Take after our friend Gypsy, huh?
No, well, I used to put my discrimination up to about 38 on the knock on the AT Pro. Joel uses field too. And then turn my iron audio on, which is kind of defeating the purpose anyway. But I like to hear the iron, but I didn't know that if I put it in zero discrimination, I would still hear the iron, the grunts on the iron, up to 38, 40. So, and then on the Knox, um, well, I also did that too because if you're really in a big bed of iron, the Garrett AT Pro and AT Max will drive you nuts with the iron grunts. So this way, if I do that, if I discriminate up to 40 but turn my iron audio on, it's still like being on zero discrimination because I still turn the iron on. But if it gets to be too much, I just turn the iron audio off. Then I don't have to hear it. But I like to hear the iron um, because iron is not just a little bleep here and there, but I mean, when you start getting in iron patches, you know there's activity. So, yeah, the Simplex is good for water. The AT Pro and the AT Max, dry sand, that's about it.
That's what you were saying during one of our talks.
Yeah.
Now, does Garrett have any machine that's good
Yeah,
in
no,
the water, in the salt water, I should say?
I as of right now, I don't think so. From my own experience, and I don't think so. The Apex was all right on the beach, but it was just as bad as the ATs on the wet. Nicole wants to find a complete skeleton key. I found a couple.
That'd be cool. A hot mess. She found A buffalo nickel, that'd be a killer find. Three Wheaties and a standing Liberty so far. Quarter. Uh, she wants to find a barber and an Indian head. And
I
so
love
many
Indian
more,
headpens.
no doubt.
I like Indian. Those are my favorite to find, Indian head pettings. I like them better than largies.
Well, our friend Barbara, from Dirt Pirate,
Yeah.
she loves those Indian heads, let me tell you.
I remember a couple years ago, my bucket listers were anything standing, walking, sitting, or flying. And I found all four. I found a flying scent. It was really hard to tell what it was. But when the light hit it, just the sun hit it just right with all the dirt on it, you could see the flying eagle on the back. And then it got cleaned off and you couldn't see it anymore. And then at Pound the Ground with ET, Nathan's last hunt, he dug some of his targets pretty deep, but it wasn't a field; it was all over.
John's given some tips about detecting saltwater with the AT Max. Set discrimination to 45 or 42 to 44. Go -3 on the threshold and power level 1 bar down from max. So you could try that on
I
your
have an
day.
AT Pro, so I don't have threshold.
Oh,
And to be honest, I don't like the Noxus have threshold. I don't really care much for the threshold. That constant noise, it's not
ooh.
loud, yeah, but I can, but I mean, I've used the AT Pro in the saltwater, and it's not like you can't hear the targets. You can, but there's a lot of chatter. And I've turned my discrimination down, but when I'm turning it down, um, you're losing depth too. So I don't really use. I've used the AT Pro on the beach, but I much preferred using the Nox on the beach. But I'm pretty sure Garrett's got to be coming out something Apex wise in the AT series, and
Well,
probably
you think they should,
yeah,
with Mind Lab doing what they're doing, and oh, I always screw up on like the legend, who they're made by. I am same people that made my pinpointer. Who are they?
Garrett.
No, I don't
Oh,
have a Garrett
Nocta.
Carrot. Nocta, yeah. Nocta Macro or whatever.
Yeah,
Uh, I don't know. Ain't it like Czech or Ukrainian? It's all
Turkey.
Greek. It's all Greek to me.
Turkey.
I thought during the interview they were talking about a factory in Ukraine, but they're Turkish.
Yeah,
Uh, Wonder if they sell a lot during Thanksgiving. Oh,
because they're Turkey. I just got that.
da-da-ch. NEL is made in Ukraine, and what's NEL?
Oh, no coils.
Oh, okay.
What is that? The tornado?
I don't know. Yes, she said.
David Alfonso said years ago he used a Infinium LS. I'm going to assume it says PI pulse induction. Yeah, pulse machine's actually really good on the beach. From Garrett, and it was great on the beach and in the black sand and underwater. Don't know why they stopped making it. I don't know. Yeah, just each beach is a little different. The beach by me actually really doesn't have that much iron, in it. Um, but yeah, it still gets some interference on the AT Pro. It's just like chirps at you. It's like tick, 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 you know. So for me, I lose my mind after a while. Get irritated with a constant.
Kind of drives you batty, that constant
Yeah,
chirping or something.
yeah. That's why I don't use the threshold either, because after a while, it kind of like gets to me. Joel said,
Oh,
"Coob scoops are Ukraine."
don't know. Learning something new every day, Joel.
I'm looking back. Drummond and check. Joel found a Tomback skeleton key. That's old.
Poop
Uh,
scoops. Ha, ha.
Joel said simplex is good for water. Oh, I already answered that. I already said something about that. Yeah. Poop scoops. Hashtag PG5. Farmers used to push their trash in the woods along the side of the fields. They threw away keys on doors that were replaced.
Huh.
Hunt these spots. I do. Um, another good spot to hunt on fields that are plowed is where they turn the tractor around. So as they're plowing, they're pulling along and pushing along. Like some things are going by the wayside, but some of it's being caught up. So when they come and they lift up and turn around and drop down, they just dropped a whole bunch of stuff right there. Could be stuff there. That's a good
Hmm.
spot right on the edges.
Huh. Interesting.
Oh, good scoops.
Huh. Interesting. Wasn't that button I found Saturday close to the edge of the field? But there was
Yeah.
a house up on the ridge anyway. I
Well, if
figured.
the house was like here, if you just look at just like the law of physics, you know, if the
Oh,
house is here, and as they're plowing over when they tore the house down, all the debris would have been immediately around it, right? And
right,
then life
right,
activities of the family would have spread out a little more, especially where the clothing line was and where the
right.
entrance would be to the house, where the children would play. So as the over the years of the tractor plowing, they're pulling it out more and more,
Farther and farther, and
right, and
then with
spreading it thinner,
gravity and erosion, it
right,
takes
and
it
then
farther.
thinning it out. So on the outside edges, there'd be some, and as you get closer to home, obviously it increased more. So I like to start it from the outside of the immediate area because also if you look at the old homes built in the 19th century and earlier, and even the early 1900s, bedrooms were small,
Yeah.
and usually there would be two living rooms. There would be a parlor and a living room. The parlor was for guests, but all these rooms weren't grand and big like we build now. Because outside of bad weather, these people were outside all day.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Sure.
Bedrooms were just for sleeping and changing. Kitchens were just for cooking. You
I'm
know,
sure the bedrooms were for one more thing, but
I'm sure they
this
were
is
too.
a
But for the
family
most
show,
part,
right?
they're still small because there wasn't, people weren't hanging out in their bedrooms and they
Right,
weren't
right.
spending 20 hours a day inside their
It
house.
wasn't like teenagers today in their bedroom playing Nintendo or Xbox. It's like, okay, kids, time to milk the cow, gather eggs.
And that and the children played outside. They really weren't inside very much. Hey, Andy.
Andy!
So, these people did not spend, and they weren't, like right next to their house, chummed up like this where they couldn't move. They spread out. They did things around their property. And so that's why, a lot of people go right to where the home was. I'll work my way there eventually. Hey, Jimmy Lakari. But I like to go on the outer edges where I'm going to find a lot less trash and hopefully a lot more treasure. Maybe there used to be a tree here and the kid climbed on it. Back
I,
here, um, back here behind the house is where they would. I tried to figure out where the back door would have been, and so I could figure out where the clothing line would be. because they didn't
Oh,
just have one or maybe two little strings or one string on a rolly thing going to a tree over here. I mean, they all their clothes were washed and hung out, and their
right.
linens all at the same time. So they had more than one line, and you
I
know,
definitely want to hit that area when the fields come off and where the
yeah.
old school was.
All right,
Um,
so Nicole asked me to explain bag seals for Alicia. I actually have one here. So, I mean, these were used to seal different things, like mostly feed and stuff like that. The
so
farmers,
that's a bag seal, and what Nicole found was a bale seal.
yeah, bale seal. They're both bale seals.
Okay.
They're all called bale seals, but I don't know. I haven't really seen them. I don't know why I was saying bag seal, but bale seal. Or they could have been used to close feed bags, potato bags. So I really can't get my light.
Okay, when you're saying bale seals, I'm like, I thought bales of hay are just baling wire. Why did they
Well, this
make
one
it
still has some
bale?
wire in it.
So
So
they're,
they would tie up the bales or the bags,
hmm
and they would heat up the lead, and they would have like a press, almost like a wax stamp thing for your letters, and they would clamp it down over the wire that they just twisted to
could
tighten up.
those chunks of lead that I found two chunks of lead by that house in the bean field too. Could
You
those
know,
been with them to make bale seals like the one Nicole found?
they could have. They were probably those that probably came from something they had shipped to them. So they were used to like tie up bales, bales of hay and whatnot, or bags of feed. This was how they would tie them up. I'm trying to get a light, so I'm trying to blind everybody. There we go. Yeah. Can
Well,
you see
that
that?
one looks like it has an iron cross on it too.
I'm trying to this because this is backwards. What we're doing here.
It's like glare washed
Yeah.
out.
Because my light has to be near me, or you won't see me. But we could try moving my light a little bit. It's not too bad there. There you go. So whatever this came from, that
Oh, I
one side
can
would be
see
like
it
the
there
company,
good.
what it
Oh,
was,
that,
what it is. Night, Patrick. So yeah, they didn't save the seals. You couldn't use them again, I guess, and they would just drop off or get thrown out or whatever. So we find them. They're
hmm,
fun to find.
right on, right on. I need to get that button under the microscope because you said you thought you saw some pretty on it,
Yeah, it kind of looked like there might be
a
something
design.
on it. Yeah, kind of. So I don't know. It was just field clean, so it was hard to tell.
Yeah. Uh,
Just be just environment erosion on it, but it also could be like there might have been a monogram on it or
well,
something.
I'll get it a little cleaner. It ain't like it's a coin or nothing.
Yeah,
So,
buttons are cool. I like buttons.
oh, I thought it was a grapevine.
Yeah, John said some seals were for cloth bales, so they would bundle up many different things, and then they would seal them with little bits of lead, and then it would have like initials on it, probably from the company or the store that sold it, stuff like that. So yeah, they're fun to find, and they'll be all different sizes. This is the biggest one I've ever found, so it's pretty big.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
usually they're a
cool.
little bit smaller, about the size that Nicole found usually. So if you look at it with a quarter, it's almost the size of a quarter, so it was pretty big.
I'm learning your guys' game slowly but surely. There's something else to learn.
Yeah. Well, that's the neat thing about detecting that other people, like new coming into the hobby. And I see the posts on Facebook. What kind of detector should I buy? This much of a budget, or which is the best one? And I always answer the best one is the one you learn. Detector's only as good as the person swinging it. Um, so first you got to learn your machine.
Well, yeah, we say that about prospecting stuff too. Everywhere's different situations and stuff, and
Yeah,
you use a different technique. You learn your machine. You learn the limitations to your equipment, and
exactly. And
go
then
from there.
I tell people too, the longer you use it, even the simplex and all those machines, even my little cheap bounty hunter, you'll start learning that the machine's actually talking to you more than just the direct way you thought when you first bought it, just a regular old beep. There'll be little nuances to those beeps. Like when the AT Pro goes over a shotgun shell, I know it every time. I have not been wrong yet. There's a slight little bump in that beep, and I can hear it. And it's like almost like it's going boom boom, but it's just one solid, So there's a little bump in it.
Hmm.
So hey, Alicia, I tell people too, like they're like, "Well, I just got this one." Hey, if it beeps going over metal, it works.
Right?
Like my bounty hunter didn't have much for discrimination. I had two knobs on it. It was analog, and I had a little thing in the middle. And I didn't even look at that little thing in the middle because honestly, I didn't even know what it was for because it always went all the way up, no matter what the signal was. So all I did was just learn to listen to my tones. And a bounty hunter only has two: dig it or don't. You know,
Dig it or don't.
yeah, because I won't dig iron. So it's dig it or don't. I mean, unless I'm with Mike, Great Finds, and Patrick, Stories from the Signal on a Civil War site, then I'll dig iron. But outside of that, I'm not digging iron. So I would only dig the higher tone. So yeah, a lot of it was trash. But then I started noticing there was little quirks inside those tones. Sometimes the aluminum cans scream no matter what machine you're using.
So that's why it's good to wear headphones when you're detecting, so you can hear your machine talking to you better.
Yeah, yeah. It's good if you have on any of them actually, even if you're rechargeable like a Knox. Use your headphones because it conserves your battery life. It's less energy to put the noise through the earbuds or earphones than it is through the machine itself.
Mm,
And two,
okay.
you're going to hear those lighter signals, those deeper signals you won't necessarily hear if you're running with no headphones. So then you start learning, hey, ski searcher, your
Matt,
your little that's all you need is just something that goes beep over metal because no matter what, you're gonna find trash. So I tell people that are new to the hobby and are like, yeah, I was watching some YouTube videos and I decided I'm gonna go out and find silver coins, or I just watched the Hoover Boys and I'm gonna find 25 gold coins. It doesn't work that way. You gotta find a lot of trash. And for every 100 pieces of trash, you're going to find a silver dime or you're going to find a clad quarter. But it makes it worth it because it's twofold. One, you're learning your machine every time you're digging up trash.
seems like people that get the treasure bug with detecting some of them are a lot like the people that get the gold bug. They see a flash in their pan for the first time of wild gold or a pay dirt bag, or then they go out and then they find a little in the creek, and then they go, oh man, I need a dredge, a big dredge. And you're like, no. Start off small. All you need is a
Exactly.
gold pan, then maybe
Well, I
a
tell them all the time, even
flute.
when they say, oh, money's no object. Well, it is an object. You don't want to spend $3,000 on a CTX 3030 if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
I don't care if you're a billionaire. It's still money that you're wasting.
Or
Uh,
like $4,200 on a 4-inch dredge with air or something.
yeah, you don't even
Gotta
know if you
find a
like it.
lot of gold to pay that stuff off.
Exactly. Hey,
Buckle
Buckle Boy.
boy.
So, I tell new people all the time, look, just get you something cheap, inexpensive. I wouldn't necessarily get the weird names I've been seeing on Amazon coming from China, but known, you can get them off Amazon too,
I
or
do want to
Walmart,
get a
bounty hunters.
pulse induction, like from I'm having CRS with the name of that company again, but I know
Noka.
they.
Noka.
Yeah,
You want that little pulse dive that they have?
yeah, because I could use that for sniping for gold or river hunting and get the jig on or something and do a little river hunting. I don't mind getting my butt cheeks wet, so uh, especially if I'm wearing my wetsuit. So, but but uh, I like being prepared for it though. But yeah, I it'd be cool to find some stuff, and
Yeah.
I can use a detector for gold prospecting too. So kind of
Uh,
a win-win situation.
the geologist just asked who was thinking of buying the Mind Lab Manicore. I don't know. I was pretty interested in it, but I'm gonna kind of wait and see what other people get at from the machine in their videos before I get one.
Wait till
Trevor,
they get the bugs out
yeah,
and
that too.
stuff like
Trevor the
that.
detector. I have been using Garrett 400 for a while. Find lots of things at the beach. Taught lots in parks. I'm 73 and retired. Can't afford a more expensive machine. Nothing wrong with the Ace 400 either. That's actually the until the Apex, the Ace 400 was the top of the Ace line. Just do what Ohio Metal Maven did. Anytime you see a contest, especially with Garrett, enter it. You never know.
Yeah, that's a nice machine she won the Apex.
I'll tell you about that Apex. So we did do a review on it, and I know we took the AT Pro out, and I think we took the Mind Lab. I don't remember if it was the Simplex or the Mind Lab. And both those machines didn't hear a dime on edge, like we had the dime in the dirt like that,
Mm-hmm.
going both ways, going this way and this way. Didn't hear it at all. And that Apex did. Hey, the other side of the boat. Yeah, I'm waiting to Joel.
Yeah, bugs hype testing. Yeah. In Mind Labs, they're a spendy machine. I know my Knox was a little spendy. Plus, I got the 6-inch coil for nugget shooting and stuff. So,
Yeah. I just use the stock coil. Um I know like people on the AT series, they wanted to get the 5x8 so they could squeeze in smaller areas, but I've last time I went detecting with uh Matt Tomani and Maddie, uh I think Steve Finder Binders was there and Jason Quarter Hoarder, and I found this bed of iron. Like my machine was like, bah, 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 and then I heard a little tink right in the middle of it. So I went really slow, and I managed to get a corner piece of a shoe buckle. And that huge bed of iron, there were no other little tinks in there. It was just that one little one. So I didn't need a 5x8 to find that. It's just you gotta go slow with your machine. Yeah, Andy, I'm ready. It's coming soon. A couple more weeks, I think. Andy's gonna be one of the special YouTube guests. I'm the star.
ooh, you're both stars. You're all stars.
We're all stars in our own minds.
Right, right.
Buckle Boy likes his Fisher F75. Yeah, I heard good things about it. I prefer my AT Pro. Um, I'm using the Mind Lab more because you're not a YouTube turd.
Not at all, Andy.
I'm using the Mind Lab more only because uh, I want to know it as well. But I think my go-to is always going to be my AT Pro. I was picking up the Legend List. You're going to hear Ski Searcher. I noticed that whenever a new machine comes out, or even when they've been out for a while, and they'll be like, "Oh, I took the Deus 2. to a park I've hunted out and I just eked all these things out, I would have never heard with my knocks. First of all, you didn't take your knocks with you that day, you know, and it is a game of inches. No place is ever hunted out. You may have to work harder for the signals and go longer, slow down a bit more, but it doesn't mean that the Deus 2 found it because the Nox or the AT Pro or the Legend wouldn't. Just means you didn't swing over it with them. Do I think they're a little? I think the Deus like and the Deus 2 are a bit more keyed in. I don't really know how to say it. I think they are. They're definitely lighter.
They're definitely more expensive.
That too. But I don't honestly think any machine's better than any other machine. It really is the person swinging it. You need to go over a signal in order to hear it. And if you're making wide W's, you got a lot of ground you missed. You come
Yeah,
back the
I
next day and
try
make
and
another
work
wide.
hard on
Yeah, you need to
moving my
overlap
coil
your
like I'm
swings.
painting a house with a spray gun,
Yeah, you
or
need
a
to
car.
overlap your swings. Go really, not really slow. Go a nice steady speed. Overlap your swings. Literally move half an inch up.
Low and slow.
Yeah. So if you've hunted out an area and you're not, things aren't just popping out of the ground anymore. Now it's time to grid, and that's how you grid. You go in one direction and you go really slow. It'll take you a long time because you got to overlap your swing and only move up half an inch. Overlap your swing, do it again. Come back down the same way, then go crossways both ways. Start with a small area, and it won't matter what machine you're using. You're gonna find stuff because before you were swinging wider, even when you thought you were swinging tighter, you were swinging wider. You missed it.
Sis, I hate to do this to you,
Yeah, we
but
gotta
I
cut.
didn't get the greatest night's sleep last night. My toilet was invaded by aliens or ghosts or old age, one of the three. And I I do wake up early,
Oh, I do
earlier
too.
than this old man wants to, and but thank you for having me on your show, and thanks for coming out and hanging with me this past weekend. I
Well, thanks for
thoroughly
joining.
enjoyed your company.
I don't often go 2 hours, and I appreciate you being here with me.
Well, you're more than welcome. I've thoroughly had a great time with your great community here.
Nah, these people are all right. Hey,
Mind
Mark.
if I shout out next week's show?
Yes, you can. Feel free.
Next week on Tuesday night Hangout Live at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be having Dutch Boy. What does he call his channel? Dutch Boy Adventures. Andy's co host on Sunday nights. So, looking forward to that show.
Buckle Boy makes another point too. Yeah, make sure you tune in to Ed Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. Flash in your pan. Buckle Boy makes a good point too before you go. If your sites aren't great, the node detector will make things appear that aren't there to find. Yeah, you got to do your research too. And sometimes things that are promising don't have anything, and things that look like they wouldn't have anything have a ton. So it's just about research and doing it.
Well, it's like prospecting and any other form of treasure hunting. Research, 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 research. And when you think you've done enough research, research some more.
Exactly.
An excellent time to spend a cold winter is researching.
Exactly. Research your finds too.
And yeah, and now with the interweb, it ain't like the old days where you had to go through microfiche and go through newspaper clippings or look up books and stuff at the library. You can do it from your fingertips in your own home. There's a wealth of information out there and maps. Oh, I love maps. Great tool. Great
Yeah.
tool.
Just got to make them work for you. Got to put the work in if you want to find stuff.
That's right. Well, I love you, sis. I love all of
All
you
right.
out there. Thank you very much again for joining Rach and I. And I guess at this moment, I'm out of here. But oh, wait.
He's so funny. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you joining us tonight. Um, I appreciate each one of you too. I will see you around in the chats, I'm sure. Oh, it does, Joel. Don't swing like a maniac. Only do that for seated hunts. And that's right, Buckle Boy. A new detector takes work to get to know. It all takes work. It's not an easy hobby. It is easy, but to get the treasures, you got to learn everything. So I appreciate each of you guys hanging in there for 2 hours. Some of you. You're welcome, Ed. You have a great night. Give Judy a hug for me. Tell her again I'm sorry about Boomet. I will see you guys next week at the same time, 7:30. You're funny. Hashtag PG5 for life. That's right. That's all right, Mark Santasaria. Tonight I went long. You got looked out. So I see you all next week at 7:30. Maybe Joel stream next week. Who knows? And we'll send everybody over there. It was really nice getting to know you guys. Chad and Nicole. Patty, you rock. Hey, David Rossback. Long time no see. You just came in at the end. Make sure you're here next week at 7:30. You're retired, so I know you got time now. I know the kids take up a lot of time. That's what kids do. I hope the kids are doing well. I'm on the other side of town now. Thank you all for joining me. That's right. Peace and love, Tom. I will see you guys next week at 7:30. Have a great week. If you get out this weekend, find lots of good things. Let's talk about it next week. Peace, everybody.